She is Amy, I guess, Kenny's
Yes,
friend.
Amy lives in the same apartment complex I live in. She lives across the hall from me. All right, but
Don't
that's
switch it
irrelevant
around
because
again.
so Natalie, think about it like this: Amy takes care of her children. You do not.
It's true.
Yes, I do.
The only reason I'm in this, whatever this is, whatever you call it, because it's my first time here, is because my mom has my kids, or else I'd be asleep. But she takes them on this. She takes them on Thursday night until
My
like
kids are in bed
Saturday
and
morning
in bed.
to give me a break. But all the other days I take care of them. They're really young
A-
too.
Amy, I'm getting single mom vibes. Are these
No, Amy has a husband.
But he got
where
86 from the building, and I have to wait till the end of February to ask if he can come back because then it'll be a year.
Amy is now the most interesting part of this discussion. Can we talk about that, Amy? How
This
how
is
did how did he get removed from the building?
Oh, I called the cops on him because I was mad at him and they arrested him.
Was there domestic violence or substance abuse?
No, he was mad. Like I'm gonna be transparent. He was mad that I was watching something that annoyed him on TikTok Live. It was this guy that he hates that I watched. He was a tarot reader, and he knows I've been duped by them before. So he was trying to spit at the phone, and he spit on my arm. So I got mad, and even though I didn't want to call the cops, I called the cops, and he went to jail for like a month, and then he's on probation now for that. And I knew I was stupid for calling the cops because as soon as they arrested him, he would never come back to the apartment. But now I got to wait till the end of February, which is this happened last February, to even inquire to the management if he can come back.
I'm going to make myself a fucking bagel.
So, hey, shut the. It's just awful, Natty. So, Amy, do you believe in like tarot cards and astrological signs and all that? And
I used to really be into it, but I faded from that because it caused such a problem in my life. I've been scammed by psychics on TikTok like twice or 3 times, and I don't want to believe in that anymore. I kind of have interest in it, but I want to be right by God, and I'm not sure if God allows that. I get mixed messages all the time from where I get my information, you
but
know,
Amy, when you say scammed, do you mean scammed as far as their reading or scammed financially?
financially. Like one of them was $60, the last one was over $200, and there might have been another one. I could be making that up in my head right now.
So I'm so confused. So are you kind of in the same situation as Kenny, where you guys are like on like assisted living for your apartment?
No, because he works. I see him get up and go to work, and I've talked to him about work before. His situation is kind of complicated. For me, mine is actually really simple. I've been receiving SSI since I was a month before I turned 18. And because I was really mentally, and I still have issues with my mental health sometimes, but I have issues with my mental health. And that's what I survive on is just a monthly check of SSI, which I agree to a point. It's definitely like welfare because some people treat it like just a way to get by, and me, I don't think I'm capable of working until my kids get much older and I can actually like focus on work, you know.
So are both you said you had 2 kids?
Yeah, they're both the same dad. I also have a baby that passed away when I was 21, but he was
Yeah,
a different dad.
yeah. Sorry to hear that. I'm not trying to. I'm just wondering, the guy that you mentioned though, he's the father of the 2 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah,
It's kind of messed up what situation I'm in right now. I can only hold on to hope for February.
so have you never actually had a like regular job if you're on SSI?
No, I never really had a real job. I think I've had 3 different places of employment that I worked at, and I was only there for like 2 or 3 months, and then my mental health kind of, well, for 2 of them, one of them for sure, my mental health really caused issues with it because I'm paranoid schizophrenic, and now that I'm on heavy duty injectable form of antipsychotic, I'm more clear headed than I've been in like I'm 33 in like decades. You know, and I'm going to therapy regularly, and even though I'm not vibing with my therapist too much, she is helpful, and I feel like I'm on and I always try to keep myself busy with like not with cooking and cleaning because I'm bad at that, but I'm not too good at that. But with like taking online courses or certification courses, like I have my human resources certification through a local nonprofit and my administrative services certification, and I'm in the process of finishing my Google AI Essentials course, which the deadline is today. Now that it's the 17th, so I have to finish that in a minute. I only have one more module left, because the end goal is always to be like everybody else and to like work and to like provide that way, you know. But I have to really plan it out really well because everything's so much more expensive now. Does that make sense?
No, I mean everything you said at least shows you're trying. You're acknowledging your issues. You are 200% ahead of Natty if she's still online.
No, fuck you.
Natty, you just listen to someone who has issues and is dealing
I
with it
do. I
versus
do.
being a total
I
fucking
cook with
degenerate like
people
yourself.
sometimes. I cook with
You are a total fucking
I
degenerate.
did the fucking shopping yesterday.
I can say with full confidence, there was a time, maybe not publicly online, but definitely on the street and in private, I was like, you know, whatever her name is, Natty. She goes by Natty. But I had SSI to safeguard me, like to like keep me off the street. Does that make sense? And then once I started taking my started admitting I had a problem with mental health, SSI took me off the street by making me be able to afford a subsidized apartment. And I did go to jail once because I was so out of touch with reality. I shaved my head like 2 times. I had a Britney Spears moment throughout the city of Denver in the metro. Like not just Denver, there's like lots of little towns, little city towns around Denver where I was well known with the cops. But my mom, it's really my mom and God, really, that kept me going, because my mom told me that she knew she would be a failure if any of her children were homeless or in prison. So she kept that from happening. I was almost institutionalized once in Fort Logan, which is an adult mental institution in the south side of Denver, because I was out of it. But I've only been 2 months back on this long form injectable of Abilify, and I see the difference. I feel the difference, and I'm like, why did I get off of this? I'm like, oh yeah, because I had my second baby and I was having trouble nursing him because I had a C-section with him. And I'm like, I think the Abilify is getting in the way of that. So I'd asked my doctor to take me off of it, and then I went down another road. But yeah, I don't like being on SSI too much because I need structure to my day. I want to be part of my community, but I understand how much it's helped me to this point. So my story is very simple compared to Kenneth's, because his income and his way of getting income and his structure to his housing is like unique to him, and then mine is unique to me. Does that make sense?
I mean, it does. You obviously are. It's just my uneducated opinion. Maybe legitimately SSI eligible. Kenny does not fall into that category.
Oh yeah.
Why is it I do not fall in that category?
Because
Why does
you are a scammer and shyster.
But technically, shouldn't I receive the welfare check as all veterans do?
I didn't know you were a veteran.
I have 10 years of combat experience.
From where?
The United States Marine Corps.
Hoorah!
Hoorah! So think about it, yo. Even the judge in all my criminal cases have to acknowledge that I'm a United States Marine.
Kenny, when was? I know you mentioned you're a convicted felon. When did that happen? What year?
Which one?
Take me to your earliest conviction.
My earliest conviction, I killed, I think 3 people to a half a dozen. I don't count. But anyways, they used poison gas and explosives. And I actually had to hold my breath and run against the wind as the wind blew poison gas against me. And I got a criminal conviction of use of a stun gun, even though I didn't use a stun gun. There was a taser in my dwelling. The judge, Brian Flynn, who I had raped to death by the United States Marine Corps, called me a blue-eyed nigger, and I went to prison for 3 years on a 4-year sentence for use of a stun gun. My second felony came from the Federal District of Colorado for a Facebook comment I did not make that ultimately the United States Supreme Court cited in my favor. And that was Judge William J. Martinez. To the best of my knowledge, his family got by the Marine Corps. And that case has been sealed and expunged from my record. I've had my criminal record sealed and expunged twice in the state of Colorado. Once by the Federal District of Colorado, and once by the United States Supreme Court. but the government does not like me, so they continue to allow my unjust criminal conviction to show up on my record. In my federal case, I was sentenced to 40 months, and I served all of it. I consider myself a good person, honorable and just. I consider everybody who volunteered for the United States military a cowardice war criminal. In accordance with American law, they are to be hung until dead for their cowardice retreat from Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, and Iraq, which is our law. I do not collect a welfare check from my military service.
So if you said everyone who served should be hung, does that not include yourself?
No, volunteered. Everybody who volunteered. I'm a draftee. I did not volunteer for the military. I did not volunteer away my rights for a welfare check. Volunteers who volunteer for the military are no longer human. They are property of the United States government. That is our law.
Okay, you lost me. Let's go back to you and Amy's connection. So she's in your apartment complex. Amy, are you considering suitoring Kenny as a potential partner?
No. We are neighbors.
No. We're neighbors.
But is there any like connection?
No, I've never.
No, we've never dated. We've never committed sexual activity. We've never kissed. That Donna.
Kenny, I didn't ask about the beef injection. I just asked if there's any potential for you guys to date moving forward.
No,
I'm very happy with
Amy.
my
Amy already said that she has her husband, her baby's daddy, that she wants back.
Yeah. The plan is to get him back in the building and then move out of here.
But the fact that he's not allowed back in the building, so that opens the door for you, maybe, Kenny, to move in.
What we just discussed, that's not an option. Remember, Amy is still committed to her baby's daddy, her husband, all right? And she already stated that she called the cops when she shouldn't have. Her baby's daddy does have a job. Do you understand that?
Yeah, he works. He used to work for 7-Eleven.
But anyways, I even said, like, her baby's daddy can come work for the union where I work. There's a new dude down the hall called Tyreek, and I gave him the information to work for our union. So think about it. I get like 1 day a week, all right, or 2 days a week. I get 1 week out of the month to work because the union is seniority based, all right? I've only worked there for a year and a couple of months. But other people have worked there for 20 years, okay? So they always get the job calls. And I've even showed that, I bought a safety harness, a laser plumb, a laser measurer, stuff to facilitate my further working.
I want that information tomorrow or the next day, whenever you're available, and we run into
So, Amy,
each other.
in what capacity did your father or baby daddy father?
My significant other, because we're not legally married.
At what capacity did he work for 7-Eleven?
He was just an associate.
What does that mean?
The person who works at the checkout stand? That's an associate.
Yeah, he just did the stocking and the unloading and the cash. He got promoted to cashier once they trusted him.
So remember, Amy, these people don't have jobs. So retro fan or whoever that is, punk rock. What's your job?
My job's being disabled.
I'm unemployed. I collect benefits.
Oh yeah, I forget.
I'm a former veteran. I have no legs, so I get paid to just sit down.
My brother's birthday was yesterday, and he's in the Navy right now, stationed in San Diego. How did this become me? It was kind of more fun listening to that other.
Amy, remember, these are trolls. No. These are people who live on welfare from the government, from their military service, in which they were just cowards. They lost Vietnam, they lost Korea, they lost Iraq, they lost Afghanistan. They retreated from Afghanistan after getting their ass whooped for 20 fucking years. 8-year-olds in Afghanistan whooped you, dude.
No,